Door closed. We'll let Coach Cooley open with a statement.
Big East basketball, right? A couple of things. First, I want to congratulate Micah Peavy, 1,000 points. Jayden Epps, 1,000 points. Right? It's very, very difficult. And I tell you what, even before anything, I was my old boss Al Skinner came to practice yesterday, and we went out and got something to eat. And he had the opportunity to speak to my team, and we reflected on relationships and how important relationships are. And that relationship is almost 40 years old with Coach. And why did I bring that up? In this era of transferring and going from school to school, it's really hard to build those, and that's something that we wanted to talk to our players about, that you can have those relationships over a period of years. So I definitely wanted to make sure I thanked Coach Skinner for coming and just spreading that wisdom. I thought our defense today was outstanding. I thought it's the best defensive effort we've had since our tenure here. Obviously, to open up Big East play with a win, and you got to win your home games. I just thought our attention to detail and our preparation was outstanding. And I thought these two guys here set the tone defensively. Our on-ball pressure, our interior defense, our ability to be disruptive was really, really important. As we know, Creighton's one of the best offensive teams in the country, led by one of the best bigs, combo duo of Kalkbrenner and Ashworth. And I'm just really proud of all of our guys, and not having one of our starters. He was out, and that was a late minute scratch. So having these guys log all those minutes to do it, I was just very proud of all of our guys that stepped on the floor that contributed to an incredible win, which feels really, really good to get a home win.
And the steal and scores, the sequence of them early in the second half, how much energy did that give you guys, and how much do you think that demoralized them?
I think it's a fair question, because anytime you get pick sixes, it's an energy drainer for the other team, right? And again, having multiple ones, and we've said this from the first day we coached Micah, right? First day, I said this dude will go down as one of the best defensive players I've ever coached. On the ball, off the ball, athletically, right? So turning him loose as a Tasmanian devil defensively, he doesn't have to be just on the ball, but his length and his will and his want. I don't know how many other defensive players in the country can do what he does.
And with Malik, how is he doing? And without him, how important was it, to have Micah play as well as he did distributing the ball, since that allowed Jayden obviously to remain off ball?
Yeah, we sat and talked, but it was really a 10-minute conversation. In our walk, we said he may or may not be able to go based on his injury, and we always want to protect our student athletes. I think if this was a tournament game, and that's wishful thinking right now, but it was one game at a time, probably would have gave it a go. But we got to make sure we protect our student athletes. It's not about today, it's where we're going, and hopefully that's something that we can recover from.
I was going to say, do you have a sense that he might play Sunday?
I don't know. I think we have the best doctors in the country, and if he's ready to go, Ben, our trainer, will definitely let us know. But our men were ready. Senior, junior, these guys have been in a lot of big games, so it's something that they can definitely handle.
Go to Marcus Washington.
Hey, Marcus.
Hey, Coach. Cockburn only had 8 shot attempts tonight, and you kept them off of the free throw line. Just talk a little bit. You already mentioned about the interior defense. Just talk a little bit more about how good your interior defense was tonight.
I thought it was a combination of a couple of things. Our ball pressure, number one, not being able to visually see easy post touches. I thought the backside of our defense, and I thought Thomas. So for a 23 or 24-year-old going against an 18-year-old, I thought Thomas made a big jump. So statistically scoring the ball, it wasn't what he was doing statistically scoring the ball, it was what he was doing anchoring our defense behind the ball. So I thought the ball pressure, and I thought the disruption on the perimeter really limited some of his post touches because of the way we guarded him off the ball.
And for Jayden, just you got into a rhythm with your three-point shot tonight. Just how well were you seeing the ball tonight? How well were you seeing the basket tonight?
Coach told me that he was going to dial me up before the game. Malik was down, so me and Micah knew we had to carry on a bigger load, and we knew that our other players had to step up. So my number was called, and I was just ready.
And for you, Micah, you were in the passing lanes, and you were up under the ball when you were taking it away. Did you just have a sense that you could physically dominate whoever their ball handler was tonight?
Yeah, we knew we had a tough guard with Ashworth, and I wanted to take that challenge and guard him. After I got my first steal, I just felt like, I just felt like I could keep going. I did.
Let's go to Carl Heiser.
Coach, this is Georgetown's first win in a Big East opener since 2019, and you can't really take any team in the Big East for granted, but moving forward, how much confidence does this give you about your team's ability to compete, especially being down a starter?
The fact that you said since 2019 tells you, we're trying to move the program in the right direction. It's a team win, it's a program win. I'm very proud of it definitely gives us energy to get ready to go on the road. It's unfortunate we have to play on a Sunday night, right? But that's what television tells us we're gonna do before Christmas. But it just gives you a little bit of confidence, but it shows you how far we've come, right? And we still have a long, long way to go, But you take baby steps, right? And something like this here gives us a little bit of confidence to say, okay, we can compete, right? If everybody thought it was doomsday when Malik went down, oh, here we go again. The power of belief, man, and trust, and instilling energy in your men to let them know it's okay to have a wounded warrior. Let's just have his back.
Regarding your flex action, how would you grade it, and was it effective?
I would grade it an A+, right? The guys, like, no matter what action you run, flex, plex, it doesn't matter what it is. What players buy into is not what you teach, it's what they buy into. And anytime you can buy into something, you're gonna have success. You may not always win, but if you have buy-in systematically and culturally, you're gonna have overall success.
Now, I know they don't press much. Did you expect them to try and throw something out there when they saw no Mac? Did you expect some pressure from them?
That's not, not really. Coach, that's not his style. He's one of the best defensive teams in the country, one of the best offensive teams in the country. And again, playing on the road's tough. It's Big East basketball. It's on the road. We got a little bit of energy in the building. I'm very grateful and happy holidays to all of our ticket holders and supporters. It's Big East basketball, man. You got to put your helmet on and you got to play.
Ed, coming off such a big win against Syracuse, were you proud your team, a young team, followed it up with another great performance?
Yeah, it shows growth, right? It shows growth. We are, when we will be this entire year, one of the youngest teams in America, right? But those babies grow up, right? And you put them in these situations here where it instills confidence, right? They see the ball go in the basket. Our energy doesn't come from offense. Our energy comes from defense. And that's something that I'm very, very proud of. Most people get energy when they score. For whatever reason, this group is really buying into getting energy from stops. Hence, if you don't worry about scoring, you tend to score more.
And late first half, it looked like they had found themselves. Creighton went on that run. You guys were down, and you closed the first half on, I think, an 8-0 run. What was the key to that late spurt for you guys, and what did that do for you guys heading into the locker room, having taken some really good punches by them, but still being up 6?
I thought that was the most pivotal part of the game. I really did, because we were, I think they took the lead, and I think then Jayden maybe made a shot. I think they went on an 8 or 10-0 run, right? We purposely didn't call a timeout, something that I learned years ago. You can't call a timeout every time something goes wrong. You got to see how your team responds. And that way then your team will trust you in those critical situations, because you're not going to have timeouts in some parts of the game. So we'll learn from that. I just thought our guys played through it, right? And again, we were able to get deflection. It came off of our defense. It definitely did not come off of our offense.
Great, up here to Mike Gray, and then a follow to Preston right after.
Coach Mike Gray, Oral Report. Even though Malik Mack wasn't in the game, what did you think about his leadership on the sideline?
You know what? I talked to him before, so you didn't see it right before the ball went up. I told him, go sit up with Coach. Go sit up with our coaches, right? I said, your voice has to be very demanding when you're not playing, right? You can be a great leader even though you're not playing. So that was something we talked about, and I'm very proud of how he handled himself.
And also Williams Jr., he had a big first half at 8 points. What do you think about his contributions to that as well?
I thought both Williams gave us incredible minutes. Incredible. He's a freshman, right? His first college start at home. I mean, how exciting is that? Right? I hope everybody in the DMV that we recruit sees that we're gonna play this. So come on and join our family, baby. Make sure you put that on Twitter, social media, wherever you guys do. We want all the best players to stay here right in this DMV, and we're recruiting many of you. So come on down to Hoya Nation, baby.
Question for the players: what does a win like tonight do for you guys moving forward? The way that you guys answered the challenge in the first half and pulled away in the second half from a very good Creighton team.
I just think it gives us confidence, because like Coach said, we're a young team, and it shows everyone that we can compete with anybody, and this is a Big East, so I think we're ready.
I think it makes us even hungrier. I think it makes us want to go back in the gym, go back to the drawing board, and figure out how we can get even better. feel like we got a long way to go, like Coach said. First game, first win. So we're excited about that, but we got a long way to go.
Let's go to John Titel and then Patrick Stevens.
For Jayden, you were a 30% three-point shooter your first 2 years, but you made 4 of 6 against Syracuse and 5 of 6 tonight. Does it feel like every shot you're taking is going to go in?
Yeah, all the time. No matter if I'm shooting 30% or 20%. I know how much work I put in. I know the hours that I put in the gym on my shot, so I'm always going to be a confident shooter.
If I can follow up on that, is the staff liked the way he prepared the last 2 weeks. The preparation and and getting in the gym. We talked about it with LaDante. We talked about it with Jeff. Said, wow, the ball just feels comfortable in his hands, and we don't want him to be on the ball much, right? He's a scorer by nature, so he's like a 30-35% ball handler, but we don't want him on the ball as much because he's more threatening off the ball and he's a bigger target, and the offensive side of the ball is much bigger.
Micah, how much have you sensed you and your teammates maturing on the defensive end here over the last month or so?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
How much have you sensed you guys in general maturing on the defensive end? Because it certainly seemed like tonight was kind of a manifestation.
Yeah, I think we've just grown every game. Guys are just, I feel like everyone is loving to play defense. I think it's showing. Like he said, it's giving us energy. That's how we're winning these games. Because the shot's not always going to fall, but that defense is going to travel every time.
Any other questions?
I go.
Thank
Oh, close on
Mike, do
Jeremy.
you think that your length bothered Ashworth?
I think so. Yeah, I think my length did bother him.
It's just one game. I'm really proud of our guys. We're gonna have to play them again in February. We got to jump back on the road, right? Play against a team that had a tough loss at Villanova. So we'll appreciate this minute now, but we got to go on the road, right? And as you can see, playing on the road is going to be tough. And I'm looking forward to a day off tomorrow with our guys, a physical day off, but we'll definitely have a mental preparation day off. But I'm very, very excited about the win. Very proud of our men. Today we were men out there. We grew up a lot today. We may have young boys, but today, boys came to men. Great song, great crew.
Thank you, everyone.